I want to do a video about the evil demons. Or more like, which spirits are evil and which spirits are not. I've always found that to be extremely subjective. You know, the common analogy that people use is a snake is evil to the rabbit when the snake's having lunch. But is the snake really evil? No. Anyway, thanks to Christian upbringing, being deep-seated within our culture and within us and stuff like that, and sometimes within society, in the movies we watch, many of the books we read, many of the stories, the whole good and evil dichotomy is in everything. It's so hard to find a movie. Try to find a movie without good versus evil. But there are some, and I've asked some people who are kind of experts on many movies, since I don't watch that many. I asked, are there movies without the good evil thing? And there's a few. But in general, it's always good versus evil. It gets a little old in my opinion. Anyway, so the Daemons in general society, are considered evil. And even amongst magicians, quite often are considered evil. However, there are many magicians who find them to be just fine. Personally, I see it more like, is the entity an asshole or bad for me in particular, or for you in particular? So an entity that works well with me and that I get along with really well might not get along with you at all. And vice versa. Some of your most beloved invisibles may just hate me. I found some of the invisibles that I get along with great really don't like some other people, and those people are decent. Though sometimes it's a warning thing, the invisibles will warn you. But then other times it's just personality. Different entities get along with different personalities. So are the Daemons evil? Well, no, it depends. Now, they don't have the standard human ethics, many of them. They have their own ethical system, right? And their own way of being. Kind of like, do lions have the human ethical system? No. They just, when they're hungry, they eat. When they want to be king of the jungle and make way for their place, they do so. Daemons, it completely depends on the daemon, what their nature is, and what they do, what they will do, what they won't do, what kind of works they do, what kind of things they do, what kind of person they are. And they're individuals. And then each of them has legions too, just to confuse the matter a little more. But each daemon is different. Can't just say all daemons are such and such. That'd be like saying all humans are such and such. You know, sometimes on Facebook, all humans are assholes. You see memes that say that. But not really. And all daemons aren't assholes. It depends on which one you get and if you mesh with them and if you get along with them. We're all born with different spirits. We're all born with different natures. We're all born with different ancestry. Like when you really look down to it. The physical and the not so physical ancestry. So we all have different spirits and different natures. And just to confuse people even more, even if you have the same spirit by the same name, sometimes there are differences how they are around different people. They get a different nature of that spirit. Now, sometimes like us too. Have you ever noticed yourself or your friends will be different around women than around men? Will be different around coworkers than around people at home. Different when going to the bar to hang out than people at the church. Or coworkers, or the family, or different around kids, or different around the elderly. So we're all different depending on who we're around. So why would the Daemons not be? Now they have a core nature, each one, which is different from each others. They are individuals. They have individual natures and rule over different things. But different ones may react differently around different people. If somebody is really greedy and an asshole for most of their life, and they call upon the Daemons, they might not get the friendliest version, or in the best mood, or whatever. They may get a slightly different energy than somebody else gets. It can depend entirely. Also, like I said, if you mesh and get along with that particular one or not. So, is such and such entity good, evil, good or bad to work with? It depends. Depends on the entity. Now, some entities are just assholes, I have found. But then some people can work with them fine. But some of them are just out to cause everybody ill will, sickness, etc., etc. There are some beings like that. They're not usually the archdemons. They're usually, just smaller spirits that are just around. And you just boot them on out, right? So not much they can do. Or not much they can do for long, kind of thing. But in general, it depends. Take any kind of spirit, any kind of entity, and as a lot, it depends. Each one's are individuals. Like, for example, working with the dead. Well, they're humans, but they're dead. It's kind of like we're all individuals, they're all individuals. So you can't say all the dead such and such. You can't say all the Daemons such and such. You can't say any particular type of spirit such and such. There are so many differences. And some people can work with a certain pantheon, and other people cannot. Like, I mean a whole pantheon. So, as I said, individual ones, some of us get along with, some of us don't. But then a whole pantheon, some of us are meant to work with that pantheon, and others definitely not. Depends on many things. It depends on more things than we can know about. That even our teachers can know about. Even that we can pretend to know about. There's many, many factors. So different people can work with different systems, different paths within that system. So it depends. So in other words, some things you can do is get a reading. You can go by your gut instinct. You can do readings for yourself. You can just see how it goes. Work with some spirits. If it's going well, keep at it. If it's not going well, back off for a bit, back away for a bit. Don't do stuff that does not feel right. Get doing stuff that feels right. And if things keep going terrible in your life, you probably don't want to keep working with that spirit or that pantheon. But if things keep going good, you do. Now, I don't mean just within a month or within a few days. You want to look at longer term. Of course, if they go really bad suddenly, you start working with a new type of spirit, just suddenly, and they start going really bad, you probably want to change some stuff up. But if you've been working with a spirit for a while and suddenly your life is going terrible, you want to wait a while and see how it goes. You can maybe back away, try some other things, but generally you want to look over a year time frame. Over several months first, and then over a year to see in general, have things improved, have things gotten better, have things gotten worse overall. Things, as magicians, things should get a bit better each year for us overall. There's ups and downs, especially, Saturn returns, stuff like that happens, right? And just shit happens. The path isn't, flat. There's ups and downs. But overall, things should get overall better each year. It's what we're aiming for and striving for. So that's what you want to bring into your practice, and the type of spirits to have around you, ones that help with growth and things to go better and better. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my little talk about various spirits and how I perceive things. www.Enochian.org is my site. Comment, like, and share on this video.